Let's get it, Jason Clinton Sensation Riot 644. As always, our flagship show has been packed just like the stands in Madison Square Garden, and the action continues here with a non-title match between Trey Golden, one half of the formerly known as Concrete Lotus, and El Parca, the OCW World Heavyweight Champion.
I guess it's fortuitous, and I guess Temple of Boom does work out in the long run. Jake Allen, you got the Shogun of Harlem taking on the most dominant champion in modern history, the one and only El Primero, the Death, El Parca.
The Grim Reaper calls himself the Stability. He's got a chance to bounce back here after getting an agreement with Bash to get out of his last singles match, boss. There's the gong.
The Stability.
We are just under a month away from the biggest resolution, the biggest event in pro wrestling history, Resolution 19 in Washington, D.C. And the eyes of the pro wrestling world are on the OCW World Championship, as are the eyes of many in the locker room, including C-Note and Max Edwards, two former rivals of this man, El Parca.
Yeah, we saw C-Note earlier have a couple words with El Campeone. Let's see if those words prove fortuitous or fortuitous. Get the idea, Jake Allen. I had a question for you, though. Regarding the OCW title, El Parca spits on it a lot. How much DNA do you think is on that championship?
I don't even... You asked me a similar question about DNA regarding Marissa, and I think I should stay as far away from both championship belts as possible. We're going to have a lot of DNA here in this one. The Boom half of the Temple of Boom, and the Stability, the crown jewel of ADE. Greg, ring the bell. Let's get this one on. And a quick opening salvo from El Parca. We have gotten used to seeing lightning quick strikes like that, boss.
He's going to have to use those, as Trey Golden has the height, reach, and power size advantage. He's going to have to use his tenacity, his quickness, and his championshipness to overcome the Shogun of Harlem. Oh, look at that. You see them big tree trunk of legs.
Oh, yeah.
Scary.
Putting some of that training from the dojo. Oh, and his tag team partner, Jubei Girota, to good use there against the champion. That big log of a leg across the nose, trying to disrupt the breathing of El Parca, and that'll help.
He calls him Sensei Rookie. Perish your thought, Jake Allen in 2025. Nice ringer by El Parca. I'm sorry, by Trey Golden, excuse me.
Every time the term Sensei Rookie gets said, I think Tiberius Dupree wakes up in a cold sweat somewhere.
Screaming.
Nice counter to the snap jab. Trey Golden with a counter right back, and now innovative offense into the backbreaker. Likes to utilize strikes and submissions, but some grappling skill there, and here's some even more grappling skill on display. Trey Golden tossing around the world champ in the early going.
That's the power I mentioned, Jake Allen. He's full of it. Full of many other things too, but power is also one of the things Trey Golden is full of, with the scintillating suplex.
Scintillating is right, and I think El Parca shook up a little bit here. Maybe has resolution on the mind a little early, stopping that combination before it could get too bad, and now some counter wrestling from both men. Nobody can get an advantage here, Jason Sensation.
Oh, with the jab there for a hot second. That might be the teachings of Sensei Rookie. Told Trey to harness his inner being, and on a sidebar, he said that to harness the power of Hurricane Trey. And we've seen it before. It can happen in short bursts, but sometimes we get tropical storm Trey. Maybe it's a difference tonight. We're going to find out. Ooh.
Trey trying to capture the essence of the Shogun of Harlem. His best day spent as the Pride champion shortly after his team in Golden Cobra.
Oh.
Of course, his alliance with Court Martial as well. He now has a new alliance and looks as refreshed as ever inside the ring.
Greg. Oh, and a spine on the pine. You know something? I don't know if you knew this, Jake Allen, but Trey Golden, as a tag team competitor, has victories over CQC and Cold Front, both former and current OCW tag team champions. Didn't know if you were aware of that. Just wanted to let you know.
That is a fun fact. I'm surprised I hadn't heard it before this. Is now Trey Golden being brought down to the mat, and he stomped on the arm. The tag team division obviously bustling as we head to resolution. Here's the cover. Of course, we have a tag team match with the number one contenders in our main event. Cold Front surely will be watching that. El Parca, a decorated tag team competitor in his own right, finally getting back into control of this match. Ooh. And no surprise that it comes after attacking one of the limbs, something Parca has been known to want to do, boss. And yet, you're seeing it again.
And I might be confused. You might have to check the dockets. We don't have them in front of me right now. I'm not as quick. But does El Parca have a victory over CQC and Cold Front in tag team competition?
I don't think Cold Front was a thing at the time, but Lucha Country does hold a victory over CQC. Oh. The cover here, can't be saying that name too loud, as El Parca going right back to the kicks, trying to shake up the equilibrium of Trey Golden.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
No matter what he tries, Trey is on the money on this these kicks down low, reversing and protecting his arms, I think, more than anything.
He's protecting his arms and protecting his neck, to be for certain. And right now he's tuning up the OCW World Heavyweight Champion. But again, we saw last week stranger things have happened with Cold Front. Cold Front, the Iceman may have had digestional issues, intestinal issues, emotional issues. Who knows with the Iceman? But stranger things has happened, Jake Allen.
A little bit too much chili powder in his tacos and a little bit too much mustard on those left-footed, just the toes of the sneaker there across the nose of Trey Golden. A little bit of vengeance for that leg scissor kick earlier on. We're going to take the battle to the outside here. And Trey Golden still, despite the change in scenery, remains in full control of our world champion.
Good God. Trey is a house of fire. I'm going to take a page out the Sheldon Tremblay handbook of I guess, fashion, if you will. I got to say, it might be because Parker's wearing those. I don't know if those are the Shaq ones that you buy at the Payless shoe source, or maybe the it's not a knock. They're quality footwear for an affordable price. But he might not be used to working in them as he's used to working in the other accoutrement, them uptowns, as we call them in the hood. Not from the hood anymore, but you get the idea, Jake Allen.
Well, El Parca took his time on the outside, really casing the joint, getting his win back. We'll see if it pays off. Missed his initial attack here and is once again going right back to the arms. And this is not a place that you want to be if you're Trey Golden. Just ask any of the heads on the pikes that were on El Parca's Tron there. He's going to go back to it. And now damaging the head, and nothing technical about a couple of rights to the jaw.
I mean, you said one day he started peppering that forehead with the punches and bunches, and now it could be the opportunity where El Parca makes a comeback, isolating the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the fangies, the finger foods, all that good stuff.
This is where he has made his money nearly his entire career. You could date this back to his partnership, his training with Isu, the current head of the OCW Combat Center, and now a big uppercut. This could be the champion's moment. We've seen this before. Poison Rana. I don't think the Fro is going to block too much of that damage, Jason Sensation, and El Parca has found his groove.
That is the poisonous of the Ranas, and it just took one slip up from Trey Golden. He also seemed to maybe potentially block the spear. That's all it takes. That's why he is the world champion of OCW.
Right back to the arm, the early flurry from Trey Golden, seeming to incense the champion. Trouble in Tijuana, floating like a butterfly. Can he sting like a bee? Trey Golden into a German suplex. Oh, he turned into a back suplex. There's that power you mentioned, boss.
That power on full display. He kind of just stuffed that TIJ with that elbow of his, but right now that elbow's seen better days. Oh, nice counter.
Parker with a counter. Down! Trouble in Tijuana. The head movement wasn't enough for part two. The cover. Wando. Trey able to kick out. But El Parca, not to be outdone, could be looking for that running Destino. No, in fact, going for the arm, and he's got blocked away. I think both the champion and the opponent were struggling there. The 6-inch spear does not connect. Another rushing attack doesn't connect. We have picked up steam in a big way very quickly, boss.
Huge way. huge way, and Trey Golden might be starting to shock the world. You know, Jube's watching this intently, taking his time. Peppering that jab, once again gets stuffed. Elbow right there to the side. Trey's jeans coming to.
Another trouble in Tijuana. And now the cover. That could be all she wrote. 1, 2, 3. Trey Golden looking for that sliding lariat, but El Parca had it all scouted to the very end. An incredibly competitive contest, but your winner here on Riot 644 is still the champion, El Parca.
That's why he's a champion. Doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. And that's what separates a champion from the mere rabble, if you will, Jake Allen.
And you know that I will. Once again, a lot of questions heading into Resolution DC. Will we get answers? El Parca continuing to celebrate with the crowd. Hold on now. C-Note is back. He is here. Stacks driver. After a incredibly competitive match with Trey Golden, El Parca caught with his pants down. And now, now the championship on the ground. You see it. We do it better in the north.
I don't know. I think maybe Cito wants to play a game of horse or 21. I'm not sure, but El Parca's just for it if that's the case. But right now he's having trouble getting to his feet, his faculties, as he's been laid out by one of the challengers. That's a message to send. ASAP Rocket, Jake Allen.